124. Facebook UTV 124. Instagram UTV 124. Twitch UTV 124. TikTok UTV_124. And Flow TV channel 124. Remember, UTV TV for you.
Good evening and welcome yet again to another Saturday Sports Night, August 7th, 2021. And of course, you're live on UTV channel 124, and of course, those joining us on Facebook, UTV 124. Our telephone numbers 572-758 or 484-758. As always, I simply hope each and every one of you had a blessed week, a productive one, and look forward to an enjoyable weekend. I have quite a bit in store for you this evening, and it's positive vibes, trust me. I will be touching base with Michael Pierre, the communication officer of the SLFA. As you're aware, the SLFA, I believe is still ongoing, the 34th Ordinary Congress in Vieux-Fort. And I also will be touching base with Sumon Plessis in terms of St. Lucia Stars. At one time, St. Lucia Zouks. And Sue will be talking to us this evening as well. And I have an in-studio guest, Glenn Kala Gis, former basketballer, will be in studio this evening. So, Olympic. We'll start off with Tokyo 2020. And of course, St. Lucia final hope of a medal of any sort, gold, silver, bronze, at Tokyo 2020 came to an end on Thursday evening when four-time Olympian and multiple sportswoman for the year, Levan Spencer, failed in a bid to qualify for the finals in the women's high jump when she sustained a hamstring injury. The 47-year-old Spencer, competing in Group B, finished 11th after clearing 1.82 and 1.86 respectively, but failed at 1.90, falling short of the 1.95 mark to qualify for the finals. And trust me, I wouldn't do like some people who wanted to retire early. But listen to what Levan has to say following the event.
Sir, out of St. Lucia, you were 6th in Rio, harder going here in Tokyo. What happened today?
Well, first of all, I'm just thankful for being here. I wasn't probably... Should I move my mask?
Yes, please. I can hardly hear you. Thank you, love.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to be thankful for being here. I was in really good shape for this competition. Unfortunately, like in the middle of the competition, my hamstring just started cramping really bad, and yeah, and that's just it. So yeah.
Laverne, we've been taken aback at just how hot it's been here in Tokyo, and particularly here in Olympic Stadium. Do you think that could have had something to do with it?
I think so. I think my warm-up, I didn't feel anything. Like, I felt fine. Started the competition, I was fine, but I just took one jump and tried to get off the mat, and my hamstring just started hurting. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm just thankful I'm still able to walk off the track and not, be on a wheelchair or something. But in everything, I give thanks, and maybe it was just wasn't my day. It wasn't meant to be. So
You're a legend in St. Lucia and in this event, so I know it will be disappointing for you at this stage to go out. Do you want to say something to your Lucian family?
I just want to thank all those who supported me. I went out there, I gave my best, and unfortunately my best wasn't good enough for making it to the next round, but I hope you guys enjoy watching me at the Olympic Games.
I'm sure they do. What's next for Laverne Spencer?
I'm really not sure what's going to happen after that, because I'm just going to see what's happening with my hamstrings, and then we'll move on from there.
Thank you so much for talking to us. You're a great champion.
Thank you.
Indeed, a great champion, a faithful one, and one who has not turned her back on St. Lucia. Genuine, and words can't tell to describe Laverne Spencer. 23 years and counting, represented St. Lucia. What next, Sarah? I guess, trust me, Caribbean Games, Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, next year. 37, and we calling to retire. Let me tell you, man, all it started at 99, and if she can continue to jump, she will jump. But let's continue. St. Lucia sports enthusiasts still had something to be happy about. As debutant at the Games, Mekili Shalmine finished second in the heat as she went on to set a new national record in the 50-meter freestyle in a time of 26.99, similarly in 5, eclipsing an old record of 27.27 seconds at the FINA World Junior Championship in Budapest, Hungary in 2019. Jean-Luc Zephyr, who competed in the men's 100 meters freestyle, finished 7th in the heat 3 in a time of 51.94. landing him 54th overall out of 79, while St. Lucia added 2 competitors, sailors Stephanie Divo-Lovell and Luc Chevrier, finished 28th and 31st in the women's and men's laser radial competition respectively. So St. Lucia now will have to look forward to 2024 in Paris, France. Now, on Sunday evening, there was some activity down at the George F. L. Charles Airport at Fiji. And of course, the activity there was to welcome Mekili Shalmine. Following her record-breaking performance at her first appearance at an Olympic game, St. Lucian Mekili Shalmine on Sunday evening, upon arrival, received a warm welcomes heroes at the George F. L. Charles Airport. And with less than 46 months to go for the next Olympic Games, which is scheduled for Paris, France from July 26 to August 11, 2024, the 18-year-old has eye fix on the French nation. Competing in heat 5 in the 50-meter freestyle, she went on to place second in a time of 26.99, setting a new national record and a personal best, erasing 27.27 set at the FINA World Championship in Budapest 2019. According to the Springfield College student, I'm very grateful for the training that landed me ahead of the competition. Mekili is thankful for the support she received both before and after heading to Tokyo and being able to represent St. Lucia on the world stage. It must be noted that last week, we at UTV had the distinguished honor to highlight a few photos coming from Springfield College, where Mekili attend. They raised the St. Lucian flag in an honor. They also hosted a watch party to view her record-breaking performance, all headed by the President, Mary Beth Cooper. Upon seeing the photos, Mekili said, I was not expecting that kind of reaction of my university, but I'm grateful and happy. I'm happy about the support that I received from them. And we have some pics on her welcome on Sunday past. Of course, the new sports minister is here as well. Kenson Kazime, Deputy PS, Leota Shalmine. Of course, her coach, her swim coach, David Peterkin. And here she meeting some colleagues of the Shack Swim Club. They all came to say thank you, Makili. So, and the culture, St. Lucia, is to support. We go out and meet, and we go out and we go to say goodbye when they leave, and welcome them and return, regardless of whether they bring medal or not. We have to show them that we love and care. We turn our attention now to football. Matches continue tomorrow, Sunday, 8th August, in the St. Lucia Football Association in Scott Sports Shop Awards Premier League Championship under the theme Let's Kick COVID Out. From 5 p.m. at the Ancillary Playing Field, VSADC versus El Nino, and Moshi FC will play Tiroche FC at 7 p.m. At the Philip Master Grounds in Vieux-Fort, GMC versus Uptown Rebels, and Knight FC play Northern United. And of course, earlier today, in Division 2 action, at the St. Lucia Football Association Technical Center in Groyvier-Dennery, Lancers FC took on the National Under-20, and 1987 All-Stars played Bays FC at 4 p.m. While at Ancillary Playing Field, that match is still ongoing between RV Juniors and Victory Eagles FC. Following that encounter, New Generation FC will look to fancy the chances against B1 FC at 7 p.m. Of course, also, we still have some more football news, and this time on the 15th. Matches continued tomorrow, Sunday, 8th August 2021, in the Grossleaf Football League Guardsman on the 15th tournament in collaboration with the St. Lucia Football Association at the Corinth Playing Field. GMC United versus Valley Soccer at 9:30 a.m. VSADC versus Moshi FC at 11:15 a.m. Flames FC versus Lancers FC at 1 p.m. and City Foundation versus Pioneers at 2:45 p.m. Earlier today, VSADC took on Valley Soccer at 9:30. Pioneers played Lancers at 11:15. GMC versus Northern United at 1 p.m. and New Generation took on Flames FC at 2:45 p.m. In fact, quickly, in terms of the scores, some of the scores in the Premier League, persons who have dominated. Platinum continues to dominate the Premier League division with 21 points. In second place, Moshi United on 16, followed by GMC and Northern United FC on 12. Heading the leaderboard is Gregson, president of Platinum FC, with 5 goals, followed by Showin Simon of Northern United, Truman Paul of Uptown Rebels, Tev Lawrence of Moshi, and Lama Seri of Tiroche with 4 goals each. They are followed by 5 players with 3 goals each. In Division 2, it's headed by New Generation with 15 points, followed by B1 FC, 11 points, and the under 19-20 team on 10 with 2 games in hand. Togetherness Youth are 4th also with 10 points. The leading goal scorer, and remember I spoke about him last week? Right. Keegan Cole of the under 20 national team with 10 goals. Wow, 10 goals. Under 20. I think Keegan must be about 16, 17, thereabout, yeah. And that boy hot, you know. Remember I told you that, right? Hot. He is followed by Chauvin Elite of RV Juniors with 7, Bobby Manuel of Victory Eagles, and Yannick Noel of New Generation with 5 each. 3 players are locked on 4 goals each. Now today, the St. Lucia Football Association staged their 34th Congress in Vieux-Fort. And in that they have the election of officers. Of course, they're supposed to approve the program of events. And it's a lot, it's quite a bit. But I will be talking to the communication officer of the SLFA, Michael Pierre. And I just need St. Lucia to know of the events in particular that was approved today, and the executive elected to run the affairs of the SLFA. So we'll be speaking to Michael in a short bit, and okay, we will take a short break, but when I come back, we will be speaking to Michael Mitchell-Pierre. Okay.
UTV.
I know you want to say
got it. If you identify with the most pulsating, the most riveting, the most eye-capturing UTV. To advertise with UTV, dial 484-7588 or 572-7588. For some of the most competitive rates, amazing programming, and bang for your buck. The most popular streaming channel, UTV 124 on Facebook. Get it now. Check us out on Instagram at UTV 124. Email us utvslu@gmail.com. UTV. It's not just for me. It's definitely TV for you.
Protocols for international visitors while in St. Lucia. The following protocols are established to guide the stay of all guests while on island in order to mitigate any possible spread of infection. During the first 14 days, visitors are allowed to patronize approved beaches, restaurant, sea and land excursions, and sites and attractions. All visits are scheduled and pre-arranged by their respective accommodation providers. During this period, all visitors will be transported to and from the certified sites using only COVID-19 certified tourism transportation. After the first 14 days, if any visitor wishes to stay on island beyond the 14-day period, they must apply for and receive a health clearance certificate from the Ministry of Health. Visitors will be allowed to travel, be out in the wider public, and patronize local businesses unsupervised once health clearance certificates have been received. During their entire stay, visitors must wear their masks whenever they are in public places and maintain the mandatory 6 feet distancing from others.
Yoshiri Bareb, channel 124. What is that? UTV, that stands for under, ground.
Then you find the Fisher Fox Palace. Patient Eddie Mercury said Buddha. And then you wonder Pucci Mercury superior, lasts longer and even faster. Mercury Cipro 75, 90, ensemble 15, ensemble 50, et 200 horsepower. Leave a warranty on the market and the price is right for your pocket. At Chalma, they will make me use my vocabulary. Mercury's performance, durability, fuel efficiency, and patient Mercury give Plibo Puyo. Machine Mercury says Cipro. Machine Mercury come in on clean way, please it. Let me show them on your machine Mercury travail bali. Mueble ou koute saidi.
Avant moun te gade Mercury se bonda, a Chalma Mercury ki met bonda.
Maman, machine sa ou sa bay gaz, me ou pa ka pile gaz. Mercury Cipro ka distributed par Island Marine Supplies Rodney Bay Marina. Pour plus d'informations, puis 460 9879.
Welcome back. Just let me make a quick apology for Midget. He's still on the road, So I will be getting back in touch with him in the next 10 or 15 minutes. He will be talking to me in the next 10, 15 minutes, so there's an apology. But we move right along, and we will be speaking to Sue Monplaisy. Of course, Sue is a public relation marketing sponsorship consultant for KPH Dream Cricket Limited. And of course, she is one spokesperson for the St. Lucia Stars. And we have her on the line now to chit-chat on the St. Lucia Zooks, St. Lucia Stars, sorry, St. Lucia Stars, as they look forward to perform in the CPL 2021 in St. Kitts. Good evening, Sue.
Good evening, Tony, but let us start off by another correction, of St. Lucia Kings.
St. Lucia Kings. Yeah, Kings. Mm-hmm.
Getting confused.
Boy,
it's too early in the game to get confused.
Because they've been changing names so often.
It's not changing the name so often. We started off with St. Lucia Zooks.
Yeah.
We had a franchise owner that did not stay long in the game. Yes, they changed the name, and now we have new owners for the franchise. Who, let me start off, because I know you would probably want to ask me that question anyway. The new franchise owners wanted to brand the group with their signature name. I'm sure you've heard of the Punjab Kings.
Yeah.
KPH is Dream Cricket owns the two franchises now. So they wanted to keep it tight and, have the two groups, the two names, the two franchises sort of linked with each other.
Yeah.
So hence the reason for St. Lucia Kings, still keeping the name St. Lucia, but adopting the Kings with it.
Interesting. Last year, no crowd. The Zooks came out firing last year. Your expectations for this year?
This year, there will be a small crowd in St. Kitts, a very limited few person spectators who would be allowed to see the games. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping that next year we will be back to normal. That is the plan. By then, next year, we would have had a better feel for the pandemic, and we look forward to getting back to normal. We miss the crowds. The players miss the crowds.
Indeed.
It's certainly, remember the slogan for CPL is the biggest party in sport.
Yeah.
And though CPL tries to keep that party feel with the broadcast, it's so much nice, and it feels so much better when you literally have the crowd with you.
Great. I realize also that you've partnered with the St. Lucia Tourism Authority?
Yes, we have. We've always worked very close with the Tourism Authority. Before it was the St. Lucia Tourist Board, now the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. They have been one of the biggest sponsors for the St. Lucia franchise, whomever it is that owned it. But it's basically working together with CPL and bringing the St. Lucia brand out there to a market that one normally wishes to, show off their beauty. And, we at one point in time, we used to say St. Lucia is simply beautiful. Now it's let St. Lucia inspire you, and we intend to carry that through with the franchise.
Good news as well, because I realize that in terms of the partnership, there are a few initiatives.
Oh yes, we do. I could tell you, first off, Jonelle Eugene will be joining not the St. Lucia Kings, but the Punjab Kings in Dubai. Through the St. Lucia Kings. Part of our agreement or deliverables is we had placed an invitation to an upcoming emerging player here in St. Lucia, and through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, they had selected Jonelle, and he would be the recipient to take that trip. He will be training with the Punjab Kings in Dubai. We are now working on the itinerary and his travel details and whatnot. He's vaccinated. We are hoping that he would leave somewhere. I've not even shared this with him yet, but we are hoping that he'd be leaving somewhere about the 27th, 28th of August.
Great.
He will be in quarantine with the team for a couple of days, and he will be training with them before they actually get on that pitch to do their thing.
And the other initiatives in terms of the Ministry of Sports programs and of course the partnering with the new T20 schools cricket competition?
Yes, St. Lucia Zouks will, we will serve as our players, will serve as mentors for the national youth team. CPL will be providing a few clinics annually, so this is not just for this year or next year. We expect it to be a long-term venture. We will be building a practice net for whichever players that will be training here, the youth players, and St. Lucia Zouks will support the under 15 every year as long as we are in partnership with the St. Lucia Authority, by extension the Youth and Sports Ministry.
Let me correct you. St. Lucia Kings, right?
St. Lucia Kings.
Yeah,
Did I say Zouk?
Yeah.
Did I say Zouk?
On 2 occasions.
St. Lucia Kings.
Yeah.
So even I am the one, but you will not hear the other one from me.
Okay, great. But I remember last year they team up with In the Bet.
Yes.
Is that initiative or is that thing still on for this year in terms of US 100 for every boundary, 150 for every 6, and 200 for every wicket? Is that still in place?
The Bet is back on this year. We will take on another initiative, but it would be probably for the same value, but we may not give laptops this year. We may choose another entity to donate these funds to. But I could guarantee you, we are discussing which way, where, and who needs the funds most. So definitely this year, once the players hit the 4s and the 6s, we will be putting in the bag the 100 US, 150 US, and they will top up whatever it is that the players are able to whip up with that bat, and top it up with the $10,000 US, and it will be donated to an entity which we've not decided on yet.
Okay, let me tell you the entity.
Tell me.
UTV channel 124.
I don't think UTV is as in need as our youth.
If I tell you, you won't believe.
Let's not go there.
Okay. No, I straightforward. I just say how it is. So you know your boy already. Okay. On a more serious note, Fab du Plessis will skipper the St. Lucia Kings this year.
Yes, he's our captain. He'll be taking a lot from Darren Sammy. Darren is, as you are aware, he is our mentor, he's our ambassador, and he's also the assistant coach for the team this year. And Faf will be, taking a lot of advice from him, but we know Faf is one of those players that he's recognized throughout the world, at least the cricketing world. And we look forward to seeing what he brings to the table and how he could, also with Darren's mentorship, how he could pull the players together as a captain.
9 new faces this year?
Could you call them not new faces? Are they all new faces? No.
Yeah, 9 new faces compared to last year's team. I see Kimo Paul and Wahid Riaz, Matthew Wade, who was here with the Australians, Omar Kader, who is the son of Abdul Kader, and Abdul played in the West Indies 33 years ago, and his son is currently in the West Indies 33 years later, representing Pakistan. Samit Patel, Kiran Koti, Jova Royal, and Kadim and Aline.
Okay.
These are the 9 players. Yeah.
Okay.
So
your math is better than mine.
So again, the Kings play when? The first game?
Our first game, I would need to go to our schedule.
Okay.
I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with and taking care of all the, assisting with the logistics and doing a lot of underground work, hoping to get some marketing done here on island before we actually leave. The team, everybody meets up in St. Kitts on the 16th, which is next week Monday, not this Monday, next week Monday. I'm trying to get the schedule, but you may have it in front of you.
No, that's something I just didn't pick up. Yeah, but that's not a problem. It's not a problem. Yeah, but anything else that my listeners or viewers should know?
Well, I could tell you we are extremely excited again this year to represent St. Lucia. You were asking me about the schedule. So the first game is on the 26th.
26.
That is the CPL matches.
Yeah.
The Zooks, the St. Lucia Kings, first game would be on the 27th of August at 10 a.m. We'll be playing Jamaica Talawal.
Okay.
But what I will do, I'll WhatsApp to you like almost immediately the schedule, so you could run through it.
No problem.
With your audience.
Yeah.
What do I want to say to St. Lucia? I could tell you we are, at least the franchise owners, they are very excited. Putting the name aside, Tony, the focus is on trying to put together a winning team, and that is that is where the selectors, Darren's mind is at, Andy Flower, that is where his mind is at, the coaches. This is what they're focused on. We have adopted I'm going to try and say it in Creole.
I hope I understand.
Kite Espiwe. Do you know what that means?
Kite Espiwe?
Yes. Kite Espiwe.
Okay.
And I may be pronouncing it a little offish, but basically to be inspired. And that is going to be our theme, our hashtag this year. Now this we kind of adopted a little bit of it from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority with Let Her Inspire You.
Okay.
So the team's focus will be on being inspired.
Great. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
So we are encouraging St. Lucians to do as they normally do. We are, don't be so critical. We will get used to the name, and with the encouragement from St. Lucians, the team will do well. Our expectation is that we will not only get to the finals, but possibly win. But we are going this year putting our best foot forward, the best swing with the bat, and hoping that the team gels nicely. We will have our training days. I will share all of that with you as well.
Yeah.
Also sharing with you that this time round, St. Lucia Kings will actually be going up with our own photographers from St. Lucia.
Okay.
Embracing the St. Lucian market to, get St. Lucians more involved with the whole CPL vibe, if you want to call it that. So Wavemaker will be traveling with the team this year. There's Usha Deloney, who is the operations manager, and you know where I stand. So this year, I think the team has a good backing, and we have a good management team behind the players, and we're looking forward to making St. Lucians proud.
Great. And my thing with the name, it doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is on the pitch and the day that you perform.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have no issues with the name.
Let's use the encouraging words as opposed to, being critical or name change. At the end of the day, the owners, they're the ones that are putting the money to do what needs to be done.
But so I want to congratulate the Ministry of Sports, Youth Development and Sports, for the selection of Jonel Eugene, and a prolific top-order batsman, Jonel.
Yes.
And trust me, when he gets going, he gets going. And I believe that was a good choice. And most people will know that his father John Eugene represented St. Lucia and the Windward, and of course played for West Indies A. And in those days, he played a game. He scored 121 against Barbados, and Joel Garner came for some serious licking from John Eugene. In St. Vincent. So I think Jonel is a good pick, a former sportsman of the year, senior sportsman of the year as well. No, junior sportsman, sorry, of the year. And I wish him all the best with the Punjab Kings. And I simply hope he can go from strength to strength, and make his community and especially his mother and father proud, because they're always there whenever he's playing. So I wish him all the very best.
I will tell you something, Tony. It's all up to our players to do what is necessary to show off their skills and talent. I did a little stint for another company a couple months ago. We did some local cricket here, and I remember sharing the words to the players. You never know who's watching.
Who's watching?
You never know who's watching you. Every time you get on that pitch.
Yeah, you have to be.
Especially if you see a camera.
Yeah, you have to be in that professional setting.
Exactly. And like you said, I also wish Jonel well. Once he does what he has to do, trust me, I guarantee you, there'll be lots of other opportunities for him from the St. Lucia Kings.
Yes. Again, Sue Monplessis, I want to thank you for taking your time out this evening to chit-chat with us. And I wish you all the very best in St. Kitts, you and the team in St. Kitts. And we will keep post, as always. So you take care and have a good evening.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tony.
Most welcome.
Talk to you later.
Okay, right.
Check
take care.
your phone in a little bit. I'm sending you the schedule.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then. Bye-bye.
Okay. We have a few picks to show. And, of course, Andy Fowler and Fab du Plessis, Darren Summy, Andy Fowler. Yeah. Skipper Fab du Plessis. That's him here again. That's Darren Summy. And of course, the Zouks, when they made it to the finals last year in Trinidad and Tobago. So here you have it. CPL coming. We will take a break, but when we come back, my guest, Kala, basketball coach, will be right here. I'll be right back.
Protocols for international visitors while in St. Lucia. The following protocols are established to guide the stay of all guests while on island in order to mitigate any possible spread of infection. During the first 14 days, visitors are allowed to patronize approved beaches, restaurant, sea and land excursions, and sites and attractions. All visits are scheduled and pre-arranged by their respective accommodation providers. During this period, all visitors will be transported to and from the certified sites using only COVID-19 certified tourism transportation. After the first 14 days, if any visitor wishes to stay on island beyond the 14-day period, they must apply for and receive a health clearance certificate from the Ministry of Health. Visitors will be allowed to travel, be out in the wider public and patronize local businesses unsupervised once health clearance certificates have been received. During their entire stay, visitors must wear their mask whenever they are in public places and maintain the mandatory 6 feet distancing from others.
Yours truly, Barib, channel 124. What is that? UTV, that stands for under, ground.
Then you find the Fisher Fox Palace. Patient Eddie Mercury said Buddha. And then you wonder Puchi Mercury superior, lasts longer and even faster. Mercury see bros was a kiss. Cut with this, answer kiss, answer second, against the horsepower. Leave a warranty on the market and the price is right for your pocket. A Chalma, they will make me use my vocabulary. performance, your ability, fuel efficiency, et péché di Mercury qui pli bon pour yo. Machine Mercury c'est si pro. Machine Mercury qui amène on pli loin, pli vite. Les péché ouais mania machine Mercury travail bali. Moi v'lè on coûte ça idi.
Avant, moun te ka di Mercury c'est bon da. Actuellement, Mercury qui met bon da.
Maman, machine ça ou ça paye gaz. Mais ou pas capiller gaz. Mercury Sea Truck est distribué par Island Marine Supplies Rodney Bay Marina. Pour plus d'informations, puis 460-9879.
Available at Red Dot in Grosile and Susie's Varieties in Bois de Wange and Vieux-Fort.
Welcome to the Entertainment Nation on steroids. UTV and Hits FM sinking the eyes and the ears of tomorrow today. Not only can you see it, you can feel it. Airing on channel 124 or tune into radio 92.1 FM is Trisha Lionel in the morning at 11 and the ever controversial Revolution with Christopher Hunt. That's right, we don't do it normal. Stay locked in with UTV and Hits FM, channel 124 and 92.1 FM. UTV, TV for you. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite content creator, UTV. To find out more, follow us on our social media platforms: YouTube UTV124, Facebook UTV124, Instagram UTV124, Twitch UTV124, TikTok UTV_124, and Flow TV channel 124. Remember, UTV, TV for you.
Welcome back. And as you're aware that I just spoke to Sumon Plesy, and now we have the communication officer for the St. Lucia Football Association, Michael Midget Pierre, on the line. Good evening, Michael.
Hi.
Good evening, Michael.
Hi, Mr. DeBoville. How are you doing? Good evening.
I'm fine. How are you doing otherwise?
I'm pretty good. I'm tired, man, because it's a long day. And apart from the Congress, don't forget that we have competitions going on. So
you see,
I have to keep abreast of what is happening.
You travel from Vieux-Fort to Cashews on bus. You should have taken a flight. So you'll never get tired.
Once you're able to finance that aspect of it, I don't have a problem.
Okay. Yes, Michael. What's up otherwise? I know earlier today.
Pretty good.
Okay, I know earlier today that the SLFA held the 34th Ordinary Congress in Vieux-Fort. And I also realized that it's a packed agenda. But we won't go through all that detail. No, that's not for now. But I think what I'm interested in, or even my viewers and listeners, basically is the approval of the 2021 program of activities and the election of officers. How did that go?
First of all, the approval and ratification of programs entail or detailed by the SLFA was, for me, a non-issue, because if you know how Congress goes on, you send all the information or all the information that is to your leagues, and they have to approve of it, and once that is done, it's like a non-wasting effort when you come to the Congress.
Okay.
So you look at some of the issues that you think that might go against you, and then you report against it, but there was nothing substantial coming out from the feedback from the affiliates. So this was passed unanimously, like the budget,
okay,
like everything else. The other aspect that you mentioned again,
the election of officers.
Mr. DeVoe, the election of officers is that is a standard procedure on the agenda. That's like FIFA and SLFA. If there's any indication that anybody is going to resign or has resigned, then you deal with it. But outside of that, there were no elections of any. There was no resignations, first of all.
Okay.
So therefore, there was no subsequent election of officers. So the constituted executive remain as is.
Okay.
Until the next Congress, where you have the official Congress to elect officers.
And when is that? That's 2024? 2024?
You are very much in tune, so you take it from there.
Okay. But I know you have the Premier and Club Championship on, and of course I didn't make mention of some of the matches. Apart from that tournament, what next for the SLFA?
Okay, before we go that way, right? The Congress also approve all the tournaments that were ratified, and subsequently we have the ongoing Squad Sports and Award Championship, Premier Division and Division 2.
Yeah.
Very soon we will have the commencement of the under 10 and the under 17 competition. We'll also have the ladies competition. We looking at having first of all a fiesta, and then the club championship.
Okay.
But in addition to that, you have a number of national teams who are preparing for regional tournaments. So you have the under 14 girls, the under 14 girls tournament, the under 15 girls tournament, regional, which are going to take part simultaneously.
Okay.
So we have teams in preparation for that, and pretty soon we will get to the point where we will have to have the cutoff point as to say, this is the exact team for approval of the SLFA that is going to represent us. So there's a lot of work going on. Okay. There's also, at the Congress, we looked at the scholarship programs, the bursaries for affiliates, and
yes.
I want to let people know this is not a one-off thing. This is something that has started a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So it's just a continuation. So by people saying, hey, the SLFA is now trying to save face, this is not saving face. This is something that is ongoing to ensure that we look at the consistent development of our affiliates, whether it's both male and females, at the taking it from the primary school and the secondary school situation.
Great.
The SLFA is also cognizant of the fact that despite the shortcomings, that we have to place a lot of emphasis on the coaching and the revamping of not just coaching in general, but also alleviating the official aspect of our programs, because these are very sore points. We are going to revisit the Adult Schools program. Now, before COVID, the Adult Schools program was a pilot one.
Yes, I remember.
Where we are looking at getting persons, not just getting involved in playing the sports, but one of the criteria is that you have to recommend persons who could serve as officials, and I'm talking about referees, assistant referees, and also as managers for prospective teams.
Okay.
So we are going to build on that because our thrust is developing the entire sport.
Great.
And in developing the entire sport, you have to look at all the components. It's just not playing football, but the support aspects that will help you to get to the point that you want to get.
Great. The under-20 continue to create havoc in the second division competition. Your thoughts on that team?
I will not say continue to create havoc. They continue to be consistent. This team is a product of deceased Vasco, from the under 14 to the under 17, and they're now gelling. Hats off to Lancers. My very good friend, Villain, they were defeated 4-0 this afternoon with Keegan Cole for yet another hat-trick.
So he now move on.
I also posted a video, and I had an interview with Villain, and you have to listen to that. You have to listen to that interview, and once you have listened to that interview, you will understand the progress that this young national team has made over the past years. So kudos to the St. Lucia Football Association to sticking with that team and sticking with the players. There's still a lot of work in progress because hopefully later on this year the team will be participating in a regional under-20 competition. But as I said, the guys are not overawed by the experience. They are chilling together, and kudos to the current coach, Mr. Emmanuel Bellas, who has done a stellar job in getting these guys to not appreciate who they are, but inculcated that discipline.
Great.
In moving forward.
And of course, Midget Pierre as manager.
No, I'm trying to be modest, and if you know me well enough, if you know me well enough, working with the ministry and so on, and the inter-school games and so on,
right?
I don't give anything. You have to either shape up or shape out.
You know. Okay, Midget, I want to thank you for joining me this evening. You made your debut on the program. I know it's not going to be the last time. So I want to wish you well, and of course, as always, I want to continue wishing you a speedy recovery with your unfortunate injury that you sustained some time back. Again, I wish you well, and of course, the SLFA, as they continue to have tournaments for our young men and women in St. Lucia, and they now have to take it and run. I want to again thank you for your time.
Yeah, I'm Tony. I'm Tony. As I always said, I am a living testimony of how sports, getting involved in sports, is kind of go hand in hand in your recovery. And I've never forgotten that aspect of it. And I want to thank God and thank all of y'all for supporting me, for believing in me, and for me believing in myself.
Great.
To get to that point, because I'm telling you, from 7 months ago to now, I am more than able to continue the work of youth development in sports, and by extension in assisting the St. Lucia Football Association to thrive to higher heights. That is my objective.
Great, Midget.
Praise God, I'm alive.
Well said. Again, I want to thank you for joining me, and you have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
Okay.
And you take care.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. That was Michael Midget Pierre, Communication Officer for the St. Lucia Football Association. And Michael, as you're aware, former sprinter in his heydays, with the likes of Heliga Cauldron and Jin Nestor. Of course, I just want to thank him again for joining UTV this evening. Now, my studio guest, if you're into sports, is no stranger, especially basketball. He's a former national basketball player, played between the years 1996 and 2001, serves on a team of coaches for the St. Lucia Basketball Federation, a presenter of the Caribbean Coaching Certification Performance, a very experienced coach who is well versed in the LTAD, which is long-term athlete development, youth development coach with the St. Lucia Football Association assigned to the under-17 national football female team. And I'm speaking of no other than Glenn Kala Gist. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, that says a lot. A very experienced coach who is well versed in the LTAD, long-term athlete development. And once you have someone who continue to give back to the sport, especially to the young men and women in our society, we can't go wrong. Like I just told you a while ago, the athletes now have to take it, whatever opportunity given, take it and run. You understand? Because when people give up their time to develop you and harness your talent, you now have to go out there and be that success for community, family, country. St. Lucia, athletes, young men and women, I've been there. All right, so I know what I'm talking about. Welcome again. East Coast Academy, of course, intervention through sports. You have a program starting next week. And of course, just tell my viewers on television, of course, those on Facebook, the whole plan and how you set to kick off.
Yeah, well, this is the second annual summer camp from East Coast Academy under the theme Intervention Through Sports. The theme was chosen basically from my specialization, life skills and sports. Yeah, I mean, in the long-term athlete development model, you, as a coach, it's upon you to develop an athlete holistically for life after sports. So we shouldn't ignore as coaches the life skills aspect. Yeah, we teach you techniques and the skills required to play the sport, but what happens outside of the sport and after the sport, I think we miss the trick a lot of the time. So we at East Coast Academy, this is one of our main focus, and hence the theme Interventions Through Sports. So as I said earlier, this is second year running. This year it has improved a bit. We have more coaches on board, more packed program. Yeah, and lots in store for the kids in a fun environment, as again it falls within or under the long-term athlete development model where the active start. So we have kids from 5-6 years old, active start, all the way to, well, we stop at 16. That's the age where now kids get trained for international competition. So we go through that. We work with that age group from the early introduction to the sport to that point where you now preparing for international competition. So this is basically where we are at.
You mentioned PAC program, what it entails like?
Well, as anything else, a camp of that nature, a basketball camp of that nature, we definitely going to work on upping the skills of the participants. Like one thing that we one of the lessons we learned from last year was some kids came in, and that brought a joy to our organization. Coach Andy, I must say, thank you so much again, Coach Andy Santiesteban. He's the head coach of East Coast Academy, and he's also on the team of coaches for the national program. One thing we noticed was some kids came in, couldn't even handle ball, they didn't know anything about basketball, and they left after 2 weeks with 1 or 2 skills, you know what I mean? And then that shows that once you put the effort into the kids and you have proper programming, then you would see the improvements in skill development.
And the coaches, who are some of the coaches you have on board? Because normally persons will like to know that if they send the child to an event, they want to ensure that the persons working with that child is a qualified individual, or one who have played the sport, and at the end of the day, the child or children will live there with something substantial.
Yeah, well, we working also with the mandate of the SLBF in increasing capacity, both from the admin end to the technical end to the athlete end. So we go in, we develop in full capacity. So some of the coaches that we have on board are players themselves. Craig Duplessis, he plays for the BFTF basketball team. They won the national championship year before. Jove, or Sawyer we call him, Jove also plays for BFTF, and he is on the national program as well, national senior men's program, so he is one of the coaches. We have Kevin Maffrey, who's a PE teacher now at the Monipo Combined. He lives in Denver, but he's a former national player, former Windward Islands player. He's a PE teacher. He needs no introduction to the sporting fraternity. So we have a mix of very experienced coaches, and not forgetting our head coach himself, Coach Andy, myself going to be there as well. We have a mix of experience and also some novice coaches, which again, part of the program as well is to now develop the coach, not just develop the athletes, but develop the coaches as well, so as to get them to the point of getting certified, getting the necessary certifications.
Okay.
So we're developing the athletes, but we're developing coaches as well, as part again of the mandate of the SLBF to develop capacity so as to develop the sport.
Great. You start from what time to what time?
9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. daily, Monday to Friday. We break for lunch at 12. So basically the program is skills development in the morning, just skills development right through the morning, and we break for lunch, and in the afternoon we implement now, we put that skill development into some competitive drills or fun and games in the afternoon. So it's skill development in the morning, and in the afternoon fun and games, where whatever we worked on, we put it into little games, little competitive games to get the athletes engaged. Let's say, for instance, I have no idea of what basketball is. I just come into. By the way, what venue you're looking at? We are the VG Complex. VG Complex. I have no idea what basketball is about. You mentioned skill and development. Break it down for my listeners, for my viewers. They like to know what skill development you're referring to. Okay, well, basketball, the sport is basically, it consists of, there are a few skills in basketball that are fundamental, necessary for you to play the game. Dribbling is one, ball handling, so ball handling, passing, shooting, those skills that we'll be working on, and from those core skills, then you get other skills, or you develop other skills from those 3 core skills: dribbling, passing, shooting. Yeah, footwork again is a key part of basketball, a key part of sports. So in the active start, that we plan to work on a lot of footwork there with the kids, the coordination, because that's the base for all sports. So we basically develop your coordination from that level. So whatever sport you go into, that your footwork would be, you would already have a base for any other sport. But again, we specialize in basketball. Yes, so dribbling, shooting, passing, footwork, those are the skills that we look to develop, and that's the base required for any basketballer to play on any level. At any level, that's what is taught.
Interestingly, you mentioned that because I needed you to say it. So, a parent now want the child. How can one? Is there a registration fee? Just a free for all? How?
Well, there's a registration process. We have been online. We have been online for the past 2 months on Facebook, East Coast Academy on Facebook, on Instagram, East Coast Academy. Also, individual Facebook pages as well. I update my WhatsApp update regularly, and there is a portal that you could register on, a Google form that you register on, and the fee is $75 for the 2 weeks. $75 for the 2 weeks, and we presently are waiting. We had some incentives this year for our kids, but we have a few issues through COVID, getting it here and getting the logistics right to get it here. But then definitely we plan to have an after-school program come September. So then I guess those incentives will be brought in for that leg of the development process. But yeah, $75. The form is online at East Coast Academy. East Coast Academy on Facebook, on Instagram as well. We're on there. So reach out to us. Reach out to one of our coaches, Coach Andy, me, our vice president is up in Canada, Kali James.
Yeah.
You know, the executive, reach out to any of the executive members, and then we will guide you through the registration process.
And what's the interest like? How many persons registered thus far?
So far we have between 34 and 46 athletes registered. The age range, again, the ages range from 5 all the way to, we have a 17-year-old. And as we speak, as I'm on set now, parents are hitting me up and inquiring about the program. Like I said, last year it was just organic. It just took its own life. You know what I mean? It took its own speed, basically. It just took the pace, its own pace. And then this year the response has been a bit better, and people started inquiring much earlier.
Okay. Before we continue, I have a few picks I need my my viewers to have a look at, and they're coming up. And that was on Sunday 25th.
Yeah, this was our skills challenge. So basically that was the introduction to the camp. So 1 or 2 of them there, you'd see that's the first time playing basketball. So it was just a fun environment for the kids to just come and express themselves in, and also with the, working on the skills, testing the skills in a nice competitive environment. You know what I mean? So it was basically our skills challenge. This was the introduction to our whole summer program. Well, actually we had one-on-ones before, but this was the header basically for our summer program.
Great.
The skills challenge. And as you could see, the kids are properly engaged. This is Coach Sawyer here. Gervais, that's one of the coaches that's going to be on board as well in the program, guiding one of the kids there.
Great. So some of these kids, especially the latter, they are at secondary school.
Samad.
Your thought on the secondary school tournament?
Well, the issue with basketball, and that's one of the reasons why I've plunged in headfirst into the development process. I mean, as anything, any sport, the farming process is the most important part of the process of everything. The farming process, the development process. Now, if you ignore the development process, then there's no continuity. The sport will eventually die. It's just like if you don't feed the plants, they will die out. And this is what it is. So I think it is a direct result of the lack of the development process, and again, that's why we are on the East Coast Academy. Coach Ron as well, BFTF in the Gardens doing his stuff, and there's another female and a young female national player, Maya George, Maya doing a thing now. She has a camp at the Leones now, all girls, all female camp, which must be applauded because, you know, again, female in sport is something that you have to get them out there, and she's doing a thing up there which should be applauded as well. So the development process was ignored for the past couple years, you know, and then now it just filtered into the school sports, or it showed in the results in the school sports, the secondary school sports program. Now, for a lot of those kids, the first time they play competitive basketball is at the secondary school level, which again it shows in the results. So right now we are here to try to change that, and especially with from the national end, from the federation's end, and also the clubs to develop the capacity and to change that whole process. So as a matter of fact, we're talking now on starting primary school competitions, whether it's via festivals or whatnot. And so we want to go head on into our after school program. So when those camps are done, we want to go, and I'm hoping that the sponsor is listening and assist us.
I was just coming to that part, but continue.
Yeah, so we're looking to go head on into our after school programs, and yeah, so we starting engaging them younger, and again working according to the long-term athlete development model, where, you know, I mean, the foundation early start, you know, you teach the motor skills at that level 5, 6. So at the primary school, we're going to really go into the primary school, so by the time they get into the secondary school, they would have had some kind of engagement in basketball.
In terms of assistance, what's been like for you in terms of corporate St. Lucia assisting you in?
It's been rough. It's been really rough. I've reached out to a few, and I'll tell you one thing: it's always good to have good friends, because a few friends assist in the process with their private businesses, and even in their personal capacity assist in the process. But it's difficult. Well, it's difficult getting the corporate assistance. And I mean, again, I know the culture, the St. Lucian culture is that unless they see something, unless it's already developed, unless it has a face, then they would not risk coming on board. So yeah, so I understand that. So that's why we try to do stuff professionally and correctly. So whichever sponsor decides to come on board, they would be very pleased with whatever is going on.
Let me tell you, I have made the point before, and I will continue to make that point. A few weeks ago, I had Vernon Lewis here, and Vernon is an icon in tennis.
Yeah.
And he struggled to host a tournament. He sent out letters, and there was no response from anybody. Only taxi that came with a little something, you know. I've always said, and I will repeat, yes, we have a few who give, but I strongly believe the others can do just the same. Because don't tell me you are not making a profit. Because if you were not making a profit, you wouldn't be in business. And always remember, the very children you see playing the sport is their parents that continue to enter your store day in, day out. Always remember that. So when you have a young man like Glenn trying to assist or harness the talent that we have, and when he comes to you, you turn him down, you're not turning him down, you know. You only sending the young boys and girls that we have to go by the wayside on the sidewalk, and their life just get wasted. I want to be honest with you. This is the culture, but we need to break that culture. I've also said we have enough businesses in this country, and if they adopt a primary, secondary, or infant school in the first instance for 3 years, and based on the performance, basketball, netball, volleyball, cricket, football, in terms of gears and things, you're good to go. And then you adopt for life. You can never, ever go wrong. 10 players for a basketball team, right?
Yeah, 12.
12 players for a basketball team, 12 uniforms. 12 players for netball, 18 for football. And where are you going wrong? You cannot go wrong, man. We need now to change that culture and make St. Lucia what it ought to be. We're 50 years behind. But let me tell you, I'm not talking Olympic yet. I'll come to that at some point.
You also
2024, 36 months ago. I'll come to that. But we're discussing basketball. And St. Lucia, Glenn's number, 712-5755. Give him a call. Tell him you want to assist. Just tell him you want to assist. What is it you want? Water, snacks for the children. You know, let's make it happen. For the children's sake. Let's make it happen. For too long now, we pussyfooting. That need to stop. I've been honest with you. That need to stop. People say, well, boy, I go in bazook again. No, I don't go in bazook. It hurts when I see corporate St. Lucia. Not all, you know. Remember me, it's not all. Some refuse to assist. Some give willingly. And others, they bring down their shutters. They don't want to assist you. No, we cannot continue like that. No, I've been honest. No, serious, you know. And I simply hope, because I was looking for a piece of legislation, but it told me nothing passed in the time of Dr. Kenny Anthony administration. Nothing passed. But the thing is that as a business place, you give, and then when you file your taxes, you get that refund. You get it back. So you're not losing nothing. Under this new administration, I simply hope, and you all might be saying, I talk in communists. I'm not communist, I believe in communists. Serious. That they make it mandatory that you give to sports. No, seriously, no, that you give to sports. You know how much it costs the Ministry of Sports in this country? Just for transportation, when it comes to school sports? $175,000 on content, just for transportation. You can call the ministry and find out if I'm joking about that one. Serious, because I've questioned them about it. Transportation take the bulk of the money. You understand? You don't know what $175,000 is? That money can go elsewhere. Come on, St. Lucia, we can do better than that. I preach like a politician? No, that is just the reality.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was not my 2 cents, you know. That was just my 5 cents. Wait for the 2 cents. It come in at the end. It come in. So, Glenn, I have some more picks there for you. Some more picks on, you know, that was taken the eve of election. Yeah, you see the young boys there? And you telling me you don't want to support? You have to support. What, Jim? Future basketball players. You know how far these boys can go? Yes, they go to compete. They go to compete for NBA. 200 and something thousand. But who knows? Just one will make it.
Yeah, we just sent.
What's the young boys in the hot sun? Sunday 25th, when everybody was politicking, Glenn called me and told me, come down the road. I went down the road. I'm playing my part. Play your part to St. Lucia. I've been honest with you. You see this young fella there? This young boy will go far.
He's very skilled, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him there the day and I said, wow, he will go far.
Yeah.
And that's Coach
Coach Andy.
Andy, yeah.
Coach Andy he's a gem.
Oh, yes.
He's the driving force behind a lot of stuff going on, because he has the wealth of knowledge that he has, and that's one of the things he's so motivated to impart it and to give it back to the kids, and that we need to give him we're trying to put the right environment around him. Because just 2 days ago, one of the guys on the national program left for scholarship to the US, and like you were saying a while ago, and I was listening attentively. You know what I mean? That process, that day, is a life changer. So you get a scholarship, you go, because a few friends of mine, a few guys who won the national together with me, and even those after me, those before me, a few of them have gone on scholarships and they've done well for themselves. And you know what I mean? None other than Marcellus stayed. He and I worked with this guy, Noah just left for scholarship a few days ago. Marcellus called me in and he said, yes, let's assist him. And we give him this pep talk on Thursday, you know what I mean? Go out there, do your thing, so represent. That same thing you're saying, they represent.
You have to
open doors for the athletes behind.
Those behind. So, you understand?
So in that month, they give me both ends of the spectrum. The development end, which is my drive, my passion, that's what we're going for now, the development, the camp. And then look, the end result of the development process. Now, not one coach worked on his development. There's Coach Ron worked with him at some time, Coach Gabriel worked with him, but then you get different coaches at different levels of development. But the joy of seeing that athlete now achieving one of his goals, now getting a scholarship. He may have other goals, maybe playing professionally or whatever, but he achieving one of his main goals, a milestone, getting that scholarship, it brings a joy to a coach's heart to see you've taken that athlete, or you've seen that athlete from, like I told you last year, not being able to dribble that ball, to now going off and show off your skills on another level, you know what I mean? And that's the joy it brings for me as a coach.
We need to change our sports culture. And if you listen to what Suman Plizzi said about Jonel Eugene joining or will be traveling with the Punjab team, Kings team, in the UAE for the IPL, just to train.
Oh, nice.
And can you imagine, if I know Jonel well, he will take and grab every opportunity given to him.
Nice.
He's disciplined. This boy is just that unique person, and trust me, Jonel will take that and run. So we have to give them that opportunity. We have to come on board and assist them. We're not telling you to give 10 million, but the little that you give will go a long way in sustaining the sport. Yeah. Name it. Which sport in St. Lucia, when you have an event, or which sport in discipline when you have an event, and persons, you ask persons to pay to come and see, persons just walk free just to come and watch the games in St. Lucia. This association not making money. They still wait on the governing body to assist. And in the case of the SLOC, which I think give them every year $5,000 for administrative,
Yeah, because the money is coming from even the Ministry of Sport. It's not enough for it to drive the development.
They're not cutting it.
No, it's not enough to drive the development.
So, St. Lucia, let's come together, man. Yeah, let's make it better for the young people. Yeah. But your final thoughts?
Well, for me, it's my passion. Like I told you, coaching and youth development is my passion. And I'm happy when I'm out there doing it, and you see, like I told you, you see somebody, it's like you're building, see, like a carpenter, builder, you're building that house, right? And you see that kid come get in and not being able to handle the ball to the point where now they're doing stuff, they're showing up, they're doing stuff. My mantra is learn the fundamentals, master the fundamentals, and then you could show off, right? So that's the joy it brings. But even more than that, I think a lot of these sports programs and even administrations and even the ministry as well, I think the policies or our policies as coaches, as administrators, as even again the ministry, is whenever we putting together a program, we need to make that program athlete-centered. centered on or focused on the athletes, because without the athletes, there would not be any there would be no need for administration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There would be no need for the Ministry of Sports if there are no athletes. So we need to, whenever we developing policy, we developing whatever that goes around the sport, whatever framework we put around the sport, it needs to be focused first on the athlete, and then break it down from there. That foundation, the athlete, and take it up from there. And so that is the only way that we're going to develop that culture, that where sports going to take the precedence, and then sports will take its rightful place in our society. Because again, I always use the example of Darren. Darren is holding himself now because of sport. He got that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
one chance he got
that opportunity, he grabbed it, and sports, through sports. So there are a lot of Darrens out there, you know what I mean? There are a lot of Darrens out there that once they're given the right support and opportunity, they would go out there, they would take that opportunity and make it work out for themselves. But the support, again, like you said, has to come from
corporate solution.
Yeah, we need the assistance coaches, we need the assistance as organizations like ours, we need the assistance to make it happen.
Don't be afraid to say corporate solution. And of course, Glenn's number, 712-5755. Give Glenn a call. I personally believe he needs that assistance. So the work that he's doing with the young talent that we have, remember me, it will go far.
Thank you.
On Thursday afternoon, Grosley MP and former youth cricketer and track and field athlete Kenson Kazime was given the responsibility to take charge of the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports when Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre announced his new cabinet of ministers at the House of Assembly. When the announcement was made for the oath of office by the Deputy Governor General, Abel Charles, Kazime was met with joy from a number of sportsmen and sportswomen on social media, sending congratulatory messages and much love. The 45-year-old now joins a growing list of ministers, sports ministers before him, and since St. Lucia attained independence from Great Britain in 1979. And of course, the rest is history. And you knew how we got into office. But I'll still say it. Kazime defeated Leonard Montut by 2,053 votes. So you can do the maths. Kazime 7,077 and Montut 5,024. You're truly, meaning me, had the opportunity yesterday to speak to Kazime, or to the new minister responsible for sports. And he said he's in the process of trying to get an update as to what has been happening at the ministry with the various programs. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre will be delivering a supplementary budget, and from that budget, we will see what the priorities are. What programs that are funded and ongoing, and where we are as it pertains to the maintenance of playing fields and other sporting amenities on the island. He further went on to say that there are a number of things that are critical to the development of sports in St. Lucia, and one being the administration at the national sporting level. According to Kazime, he is also expected to be updated on every single association as to where they are, with the hope of strengthening their administration going forward and take it from there in terms of the priorities for the balance of 2021. Many people were not surprised he was selected to be the Youth and Sports Minister. Kazime said he is very heartened and motivated to chart the way forward for youth and sports development in St. Lucia. He said, I have lots of ideas. I want to see them executed, but with budgetary constraints won't allow me to do all of them immediately. But once the initial cleanup is done, we can see what exactly is needed and then move forward. According to the sports minister, I'm very excited to work with all sports and youth fraternity to see how we can move youth and sports in St. Lucia forward. And of course, as always, we at UTV wish the new sports minister all the very best as he looked to execute his duties. I can tell Mr. Sports Minister, it's not going to be an easy journey. But as a people, if we come together, we can make it happen. And I have a pic of the Sports Minister, and we have to respect that. Kenson Kazime, Youth and Sports Minister.
Came from the sporting ranks.
Oh yeah, Kenson, if I tell you, once I went to an award, Elite Sports Club Award, and he gave a history of his upbringing, and I still remember some of the things that he said. Of course, Kenson Kazime, MP for Grosley, Minister for Youth Development and Sports, and like I said, I told him, remain focused on the job at hand. Finally, with me, we have some pics, Olympic moment. And as the Olympic moment, as the pics show, I will be speaking on over Olympic moment here. And of course, China, 38 gold, 41 silver, 18 bronze, a total of 87. USA, 36 golds, 49 silver, 33 bronze, a total of 108. Japan, 27 gold, 12 silver, 17 bronze, a total of 56. ROC, 20 gold, 26 silver, 23 bronze, a total of 69. Great Britain, 20 gold, 21 silver, 22 bronze, a total of 63. Australia, 17 gold, 7 silver, 22 bronze, a total of 46. Germany, 10 gold, 11 silver, 16 bronze, a total of 47. Netherlands, 10 gold, 11 silver, 12 bronze, a total of 43. Italy, 10 gold, 10 silver, 19 bronze, a total of 49. And France round up the top 10 with 9 gold, 12 silver, 11 bronze, a total of 42. Caribbean-wise, Cuba, 6 gold, 3 silver, 5 bronze, a total of 14. Jamaica, 4 gold, 1 silver, 4 bronze, a total of 9. Bermuda, 1 gold, no silver, no bronze, a total of 1. Puerto Rico, 1 gold, no silver, no bronze, a total of 1. Dominican Republic, no gold, 3 silver, 2 bronze, a total of 5. Grenada, no gold, no silver, a total of 1 bronze. And the Bahamas, 2 gold, total of 2. And of course, like I said, I will be discussing St. Lucia. Not to criticize, we have 46 months to go before France. So I will be discussing the way forward with some very tactical people next week. So, my 2 cents now. Before I close, although my producer has given me a little leeway tonight, I just want to thank him for that. Very much appreciated. Like I said, new sports minister, I wish him all the very best. And I'm certainly sure my good friend Dave Pascal, all right, he must be laughing because what I'm going to say, every time we drive past George Odlum Stadium and head into Philip Massey grounds, Dave will say to me, Debo, I always remember you, telling him what, Dave? Because from the first year, that was 2009, when St. Jude was transferred to the George Odlum Stadium, I said to Dave, you see they put a canteen in the bottom there. Dave, trust me, these people not living now. Today is the 7th. Tomorrow is the 8th. Monday is the 9th. Do the math, St. Lucia. 2009. All right? 2009 to 2021. St. Jude Hospital still in the stadium. And you know the mud that has taken place over the hospital already. So I need to say no more. But I just hope that this government will see it fit and make it a priority to finish the work at St. Jude and bring on some kind of order and cleanliness and rehab of the George Odlum Stadium, and the sportsmen and sportswomen in track and field will return to that facility. That's one. Two, like I've always said, I want to take this opportunity to wish those who had birthdays this week happy birthday and anniversaries, congratulations. And those celebrating the week coming, all the very best. God richest blessings. Those going to church or to their respective place of worship tomorrow, enjoy. Safe journey mercies. And I just picked up something a short while ago. 66 COVID cases. Yeah, you heard right, 66. And that is alarming. St. Lucia, let us continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocol. 6 feet. We still on people back as if it's disc jockey. When we're still not respecting it. Yeah. But everybody know how it all happened. I wouldn't go into detail. You all know. Why should I tell you? You all know. All right. Again, move away from trouble. I preach in that, you know. I live here. That's my country. Put the guns down, people. All right. Yeah. Let St. Lucians now start to walk with the head high, with no fear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The time has come now. Let us be our brother's keeper. Let us be there for each other. The young men and women continue to remain focused. Those on school vacation, enjoy. As always, I want to thank you again for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And to everybody viewing on Facebook, enjoy the weekend. And of course, keep your eye posted on the Atlantic, as they have some few troubling spots. And let's hope that the good Lord will spare us in those systems coming our way. Debo, it was a pleasure. I'm gone.